You've scored once. You feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Looking to throw, Penix. That's caught by Werner, the tight end.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's second down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
They'll throw with Penix. That's complete to the tight end, Werner.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
To the air, Penix.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and now fallen incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
2nd and 10. A play fake. Now Penix.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incompletion.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
They'll go play action here with Penix. He's got his target. That's complete.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Now Penix.
Man open, that's Ray McCloud. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Here's Penix.
Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it. And that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there.
Patterson's kick is good.
And they take the lead here now at 10-7.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. 10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they get set to start their drive with a 1st and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And the Falcons are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. They exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball. And that one was picked off.
The Falcons ready to take over. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. Very good starting field position for the Falcons offense as they come up 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Saints are going to have the football here at their own 35. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. Been a little bit of an interesting start. The first drive for him, Charles, they had the passing touchdown. The second drive, he threw the interception. So we'll see what this third drive of the ball game brings.
Yeah, it's kind of the tiebreaker, isn't it? I mean, that's the tough part for them and for him because, yeah, things went really well in that first one, not so well on the second one. He wants to get back to what he did to get this game going. Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Carr. Eluding the pressure right. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
A couple of quick incompletions, and now they're just one more away from getting off the field. They've got options now. Could they dial up a blitz here or just drop everyone into coverage to crowd the throwing lanes?
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. To throw his Carr. Flush to his right. And a completion to Wilson. And a little spin cycle. Room to run now. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big play there on the catch and run. And it's going to yield a new set of downs.
3rd and long always tilts to the defense. And I just remember as a player how many times it was hammered into my head. Know where the sticks are and get him down in front of it. But sometimes what happens is you worry about where that is much more than the person who has the ball. And on that play, they didn't have enough focus on him. And somehow he turned a short pass into a 1st down.
Again, they'll throw with Carr. Dancing to his left. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. They'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down and 6. Here's Carr to throw. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. And a penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward.
Automatic 1st down.
To throw, it's Carr. Escaping the pressure right. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a first down.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with it.
And now the red flag out on the field. We'll have a challenge forthcoming. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right side.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have one challenge remaining. Here's Carr. Back to Kamara for another catch. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a second and long.
I believe I could see what they were trying to do there, but unfortunately, the back ran out of room, too close to the sideline. And for defenders, we're often taught, 11 on the field, those sidelines can become the 12th defender. It worked to the defense's advantage on that play.
Flushed out right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third. Following the play here, now we've got an injury. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look. And we will take a short break. A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Again, it's Carr. Gets this one left side to Pettis. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. So the completion good for just 3. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on third down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
And no move to pull Carr and the offense off. They're going to go on 4th down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. So Carr departs, and on is Blake Grupe for the Saints field goal. This a 40-yard attempt from the left hash. And his kick is good. And that will knot us up at 10.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. A break there for this offense as they will get a chance to start at the 40-yard line.
So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure, because if you put it out of the end zone, they start at the 25, so at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
And looking to throw, Penix.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on first down of the sack. And they weren't in zone coverage, they were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. They'll set up a throw.
That's going to be caught by Pitts.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards the pickup there.
It's a well-designed play here. 3 wide receivers in the formation. They're all going to run deep routes to put pressure on the safeties. And then they let their tight end cut his route off a little shorter.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Back to throw here. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
On the bootleg, it's Penix. That one deep for London.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Saints are going to get it back and in great shape. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he is going to lose yardage here. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Pushing his way through, and they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Carr now to throw. It It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
Like it's been this negatively as he just got back to the line of scrimmage. But when you really analyze it, he took away a big play for the defense, made it an uneventful run because he avoided a sack and didn't lose yardage.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Give the sack to Lorenzo Carter.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Now Carr. Completing it to the right side. Johnson. Touchdown, New Orleans. Juwan Johnson, 30 yards.
And the Saints will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. A point after, good by Grupe.
And that makes it a 17-10 score.
After the touchdown, here's Grupe to kick this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. But the Falcons now going to go on offense late in this first half. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3, and take some momentum into the locker room.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon.
Looking to throw Penix.
And his throw is going to be incomplete.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
To the air, Penix. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And all the way down to the 40-yard line. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
And the Falcon first down.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10.
They'll throw with Penix.
And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And that's going to be incomplete.
So it's halftime here in New Orleans with the Saints out in front. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
1 touchdown is the difference. 17-10 our score, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Saints going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. And they got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half. And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football to places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
Throwing now is Carr.
This one swung out to Williams.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his legs.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Play action. Now it's Carr. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
17 at the 44-yard line.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Now Carr. And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Now Carr. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it. And that's a strong performance there defensively to force incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
Here comes the Saints punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. A call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line.
Atlanta regains possession of the football, and they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out, and now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. First and 10.
Here's Penix. Checks this one down to Robinson.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
Complete to Bijan Robinson. A gain of 15. First down, Falcons.
Now Penix. And caught by London.
And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. That'll give him 8 that time, and it'll be second and a couple.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone, and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
That's complete to the tight end, Werner. And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll go play action.